grab for themselves, and there's a lot of lanes that you can now play around here as Kanavi. You don't have to worry too much about Cream on the Victor. You do have to worry a little bit about Monkey ganking him. You're absolutely right on that one, but otherwise, Kanavi, he can go gank topside if you. That has been incredibly hard to come back from.
Well, here, look at this. Classic WE, Monkey and Vampire looking to get aggressive. Monkey wants revenge onto Kanavi. Does a good job blocking a lot of the initial damage out of Monkey, but it's a Skarner and a Karma. Do they have enough to kill off this Pantheon? Oh my gosh, it's just enough with the red buff burn. Kanavi dying with flash up. That's just disrespectful from the Split 2 MVP.
Else was kind of holding this guy down. Free Monkey was something I heard quite a lot in Split 2. But hey, if it is going to be a return back to that, getting him an early kill on a signature Skarner pick is huge.
A lot of just disrespect coming out from TES early in game here. We talked about Kanavi. Hong took a really bad trade into the Karma Ezreal. 369 1v2. Trying to trade between an Ezreal Karma. It's just got to pump the brakes here a bit if you're TES, especially swapping into this weak side. But WE feeling aggressive enough to try and go for this dive. 369 is going to flash right on top of Vampire's head, but a great flash over the sweet spot, and one more auto will get it done. No jungler needed. A 2-0 kill start for Team WE. And a lot of it being on Monkey's hands, who is immediately calling for another gank setup. 369 is going to walk into a river that is not safe for him to occupy and gets slammed into the wall there by Monkey. Vampire with the heal speed up forces the world ender out of 369, but the root is going to end up coming across here. Taeyu needs to get close enough to push out enough damage to find this kill, and he'll do just that with an empowered Mystic shot.
For the back of a lot of aggression out of Monkey, and Vampire playing well. Well, got a couple of those key ingredients going at the moment. And as much as we were a little bit critical of how much Kairos was losing health, getting
up, crashes a couple plates in, gets the minion wave up as well, and now they're trying to transition that into a grub take. They get one, but Monkey, of course, is everywhere, has the Impale available, and he's trying to serve up Kanavi like a plate of hot fries for Taeyu. Second grub does get picked up, but Kanavi's gonna have to pay with his life as Taeyu picks up his second kill, and now JackeyLove's under threat. Good Featherstorm on top of the Shockwave, though. We'll make sure that JackeyLove slips out without having to burn any key summoners. Pantheon into this Aatrox earlier on does mean he's gonna have to sacrifice some chickens, but that's honestly a small price to play because he's already taken a couple of camps over Kanavi by this point.
Yeah, he's put himself in a very good spot right here.
JackeyLove,
heavy trading,
hang on. Amount of damage, but so does Taeyun. The charm is not going to land. Hong thought he had it. He had to go back for it. They have the Grand Starfall come across. Kanavi cleanses the stun, but Taeyun still gets hit by the feather pullback. JackeyLove trades his life to get shut down Taeyun. Flash out from Hong to get away from the Impale. The jungle supports of both squads will walk away, seeing their marksman fall.
Teleport. That's why he's trying to run away right now. He wants to go and get involved.
Does not want to get knocked up. Could almost just flank down himself by this point. He's walked about halfway the amount of distance the teleport would cover. The problem is he will pull Cube with him. Kanavi, though, taking a reset. He does have Grand Starfall, so he can rejoin, and I think this is a good back because he needs that Sundered Sky to be competitive. But Monkey and WE know that the recall comes across, so they try and burn through this dragon. And TES are just a little bit too late. Kanavi a little too greedy on that reset.
This puts you in a much better position than 2-0, but it still is a team fight you're most likely to lose.
JackeyLove.
Understand him just heading back. Vampire.
True shot barrage from the Karma root. Featherstorm and Barrier both come out at the same time. Taeyun, though he has to dart a charm from Hong. Hong comes in to save JackeyLove, who set up his own retcon mission, and Kanavi off to the side knocks down Vampire under the tier 1 turret. TES biding their time, do not care about early game woes. They're pushing down the mid-tier 1 turret.
And just going to snap engage a Monkey. There's not really a lot of wave clear right here. He's going to step up, not sure why. Yeah, has to flash away from that one. This tower is going to get taken down right here as well. That is going to be first break picked up by TES, and I mean, that's really important for them right here because it means they can still compete for those feats of warfare.
They're still stealing chickens, but maybe it's TS's time to overstay a little bit as Vampire rushes down with Monkey. The same duo that got WE rolling earlier is going to find themselves another kill as Kanavi will fall, and Karis able to swing in and grab that kill to get the gold on the right opponent. 369 being chased down. He does have flash and a dash available. Vampire, though, still wanting to chase with that mantra Q. Gets the root down. 369 will eat the root. The knockup from the side going to come across. But again, is there enough damage? World Ender heal comes across. Shockwave flashed away from 369. Now he's trying to turn on to Vampire, but the decimating smash sends 369 packing back to the fountain.
Much aggression. They know how to run over their opponents, and they're able to do it in a key spot of the map as well. Can't afford to be stepping this far forwards.
Oh boy. All right, well that's how the replay started off, but this time it's got a bit of a different story as Jackie is far too low to try and set up Hong. Does get a good blade color back, forces the cleanse out of Taeyun. Vampire gets a good speed up just before the Cream teleport comes across.
Karma bullying people out, picking up the kills for his team. Really impressive to see. Reptile gonna go down now into the mid lane.
Trying to trade that mid-tier 1 turret back. Shockwave onto 3 from Kara, sets up the 2-man impale. That was a beauty of a combo coming out from WE. It only finds Kanavi, but gets the mid-tier 1 turret down. It certainly sends TES back to base, hurting.
Kill. You could pick that one up, seal it, and move on with your lives as WE. Beautiful see, Hung.
Bro,
got my flash, bud.
This is not worth a pick ward. He's got nobody near him. Jagulev gets close enough to give him the pullback. He's able to dash back out. That's the power of the Rakan, but here's the power of Orianna. Vampire grabs the kill, but Hong punished way too far up there playing the vision game. On the Dragons, they're a bit too late to try and contest. They're going to force their way back in WE style with the teleport in from Cube. Vampire runs it with Monkey. Just like that, we got a 50-50. The Cube is trying to break wide open with the unstoppable onslaught, and they find the pin, the stun, the snare, all of it onto Cream, but he flashes himself back over the wall, drops the Arcane Storm. The damage dealers aren't close enough to help the front line. WE, they're way too disjointed, and the shockwave from Karis hits absolutely nobody. Another ult comes down, but all this gets the Dragon secured. WE are on soul point, and they still seem like they want to scrap. They're still chasing after TES as Monkey uses the Exalted Impact to get through the wall. They're trying to single out one member, and Kanavi's the unfortunate one as he lands the stun, tries to get the E back up. 369 still has that World Ender, not pulling the trigger on this Aatrox, and it's too bad because he's getting poked down. Pebble after pebble flying at his head, and they're starting to turn into boulders as 369 gets chopped down by the True Shot Barrage. Jackulev drops the Feather Storm. Feather pullback gets them 1 kill back, but they're way too hurt, scrambling back under their turrets as WE chases with torrential pace. But they won't be able to find those kills. Still a win for WE.
Looking so good here on the Ezreal.
Here we go.
They're going to be able to pick themselves up the Atakan here, surely.
Yeah. They're on a ward, and still TS are too late. It goes down. Grand Starfall immediately interrupted by an Ixtal's Impact. Huge combo from Monkey, but they're going all after Vampire. He'll fall in the Karma, but continue to step back up. Shockwave's going to whisk again from Karis, and you can see Cream on the top side holding both damage dealers at bay. Neither Taeyun or Karis can ever get into this fight, and that means that 369 gets free reign on the pasture with this World Ender.
Body blocking Taeyun and Karis from being able to actually step up and do anything in that game. And that's really important, right? He's now
close enough. Cream, glad you called out. The Roa's done, the Leandri's now. Cream's just going to get more and more damage oriented. Damage has been flying onto the forehead of Kanavi all game long, and once again he's the target. It's the Impale coming down. A whiff shockwave again. Karis has gone 0 for 3 on these shockwaves, but luckily for him and WE, it hasn't cost them too much just yet. Into that in a slower pace, because right now blocks are at 25 minutes. Hextech Soul is up for the grabs for WE, and they are muscling their way into this river, flexing their biceps, daring anyone to come close for these haymakers. Here's the first one, True Shot Barrage. That one comes out early, 369 still decently healthy. Karis needs to be big with these shockwaves. The flank is coming out. They're going all after Karis with the Grand Starfall. Hong's trying to chase him down, but Karis survives. Cube, though, is trapped on the front side of this fight. All the damage is getting poured into him as Kanavi tries to hold the rest of WE at bay. He will die. Cube will not as the tanky Scion survives. Jackulev eats a huge chunk from Karis Esper in the Feather Storm defensively. Taeyun over the wall with an Arcane Shift. That might have been a bit too aggressive, but this time the shockwave hits. This time the rest of WE can go behind their mid laner and his clutch ultimate to wipe the floor with top esports. Hello WE, hello Ace, hello Hextech Soul.
Clean ace right there for WE. Cube absorbs so much pressure, so much damage during the early stages of that fight, and it means that TES, they don't have what they need to be able to get onto the key members. Even with Taeyun stepping up over the wall, he's still able to get himself back over, baits a couple too many members in the top esports, and not only are they going to pick themselves up the Hextech Soul, they're going to be able to turn this one into a Baron as well.
What a start to our series. These two teams on the opposite sides of Group Ascend. This is the first versus 8th place matchup. But this game would tell you a whole different tale as the purple banner comes on to 5 members of WE.
He's playing aggressive, but damn does it work for him. He ends up with 8 kills coming out the back of this team fight, and yeah, look at the damage here.
All right, don't know where Cream went as we go back live from picture-in-picture. Nice knock up out of the Feather Storm from Cube. This Grand Starfall, oh, it's not grand at all. It's just a shockwave impale LPL combo. They are doing tricks on it, WE, by this point, and they might just set it up with a Karis pentakill. 369, he's got a lot of healing, but WE, they can gift it to him. And it's Monkey to steal it. It's a win for WE, but with a bit of a bitter taste.
Oh, that's such a sad way to end this one up, but WE, they're not going to care. They're going to be able to pick up the first game victory right here up against TES. This is the bottom of Group Ascend versus the top, but WE, they're going to win this one. That is really frustrating for them, especially because so many of these aggressive bot laners were taken off of the board. They've moved to one of the ones that maybe isn't actually in the strongest spot at the moment overall. And
flinging yourself into TES is a bad thing, so we'll see if he heeds that advice. Karis does have Realm Warp, and Monkey is making his way into the bot side jungle, but we have to remember, this is a Kalista TES team, so with the Red Smite, you really shouldn't ever have to 50-50 an objective. And Monkey should know that, but he still wants to look for the fight after. He's charging up the stun. Realm Warp's coming on top of Jackie Love and Hong, who do get separated. But Kanavi and Cream flashing on top of Monkey. Just get rid of the Viego before the fight really ever kicks off. And now Karis is trapped in no man's land, asking, where's my jungler? He's back at base, buddy. You got to flash after him alongside Vampire. TES overload and pounce on Monkey for the kill.
Do they feel confident enough to be able to step up and try to disrupt this play?
Doesn't look like it. TES in flow state right now. Kanavi teaming up with this bot side to just take all those more important objectives on the map. Sure, Monkey gets some camps back, but you've got those 3 grubs. You've got Jackie Love and Hong ready to switch onto this top side and start taking plates for free. Navigate the missed invisibility to get close enough. TP coming through for Cube as Vampire's off to the side. Cream is stuck between both sides of WE's fight. Eats the Rune Prison, eats the stun, but he's buying a lot of time. Hostile Takeover is going to hit on a Vampire, but with the rest of their teammates, Public Execution forward does not find its mark. Reset comes through for Monkey. Now he's going to look to try and chase down with that Akali as the Public Execution does actually hit onto Kanavi, but Cube, it was a little too early. WE are disjointed. They can't figure out where the fight lines are.
It helped them too much. TES felt comfortable bullying their way in last time.
That ward is spawning out this entire Herald take a TS thing. All right, it's time to go for a fight here because WE are pretty split up. They throw Hong into the fray to hit the hostile takeover onto Monkey and lock him down. Nowhere to move, but they do trade Jackie Love back out. Who can step up next on this fight? Cream forces the flash out of Cube. The Realm Warp is only going to get Karis out as Vampire pops the Ghost.
Mess of a team fight anyway. This was no clear battle lines drawn. There was no trenches dug in here. Everybody just jumped on top of each other, and it works out for TES that they've got themselves a composition that likes scrapping like this.
And the bigger rewards honestly gained on the back end of that fight.
He's confident enough to actually ride this one. No, this is gonna get the charge off, yes,
but for the dragon.
It's a little bit like a waste.
Yeah, it's all for this dragon, though. Remember, TES are on soul point. They can grab this Infernal Drake. Karis watching it slowly go down. The advantage of the Kalista Ren, I mean, honestly, that alone is what made sure Monkey wouldn't go for the steal. This game feels a lot more even than a lot of the metrics suggest. Okay, the Rune Prison set up into the Public Execution. One more auto with the Ignite. Cream will fall to Vampire's Ignite. That one Rise auto, the difference maker.
Oh, there's a situation to put you into, and it makes it even harder, although Collapse might be coming through right here.
Kanavi, they know they just got Taeyun's flash.
Oh, he missed
Good satchel charge, though. The knockup doesn't come through for Kanavi. They're still going after Taeyun. They commit a lot more. It's Fate's Call and Cream flying on him with the TP. Monkey does have to flash back towards his pit. This is a wacky, wacky fight. Really getting stretched thin as the jungler of WE is pushed all the way out towards his topside jungle. And this is problematic. That Infernal Drake is spawning in 10 seconds. Taeyun will not be able to join. Great timer TES take to knock him off the map. It might have just gotten them Infernal Soul.
Absolutely, it took everything, right? It was the attempt at the insect with the Crescent Guard from Kanavi. It doesn't quite end up working out. Still WE here.
They connect onto Cream with the Public Execution with this hostile takeover. It's going to hit all 4 remaining members of WE, and 369 will start the kill brigade just like that. Dominoes fall in order.
So good. We've been highlighting it, right? What he can do with this champion is insane.
He's fine.
I'm just waiting, just seeing. Are you actually going to be able to get away with this way? Yeah, it's Atakan too, exactly. You're going to pick yourself up that Infernal Soul, Atakan as well. Bot lane tier 1 tower as well if you want it, and that's just going to be a huge injection of gold. The swing that TES needed to potentially send us to a game number 3. WE, they're going to have to head back to base, lick their wounds, and then come out quickly, right? Because we've got 30 seconds until the Baron is going to be available. Main APCs.
That's why this game is far from over. Knowing the comp WE have drafted. Vampire gonna have to put the flash there as the knockup does come across. Blast cones are your friend, Vampire, but some of his engage tools are off the board, and Cube is way too far up in his top lane. Probably as usual doesn't land to help him dash back across. Instead he has Cream dash across space and execute him. Down goes Cube.
Yeah, that's going to be the Baron started up right here for TESW. What's the response? Do they just push through their waves? Because right now, Karis, he doesn't look like he wants to go. Yeah, just push, just push.
It's so hard for...
Honestly, Taeyun should be pushing mid-tier too.
It's weird to say, but sacking Baron might have to be the call. And Monkey is going to make sure they definitely have to. The Heartbreaker, all this is going to wait for 369, who's running at him with torrential pace. Taeyun drops the whole combo, but that's the tank who will happily gobble up all the damage Taeyun has to offer. Baron secured. All the WE get in the background is that bottom lane tier 2 turret.
I think that's just a mistake right there from WE. You know you're not going to be able to win that fight. You've already lost your Ambessa, so the best you can do is shove through mid-wave as far as possible. Get yourself a mid lane tier 2, a bot lane tier 2. That's a good injection of gold, and it also stops this from happening. It stops this massive push from coming through instantaneously through the mid lane. They already lose a couple of towers. The base is now going to be cracked open.
I see no signs of TES slowing down. Look at Vampire, though, in your map. Classic Vampire, my friend.
With the Soul, with the Atakan, and now with the Baron buff in their back pocket. This is going to take a miracle for WE to get back into this game.
Oh, okay, though, Kanavi start off the fight on his own. I would say that's a bad thing, but he takes 0 damage. The Crescent Guard up, and oh boy, Taeyun is just gone. Here comes the final march forward for TES. Back to winning ways, looking polished as ever, running down WE 1 by 1. They don't care about Nexus turrets. Those just tickle. Those don't hurt. 4 kills picked up. It's only Cube on the wrong side of the map. This series is going the distance.
Yeah, this is going to go to 3 games. As we highlighted earlier, TES, they haven't actually come back from a game 1 loss so far this split, where they do this one in dominant fashion. Only 3 deaths are going down, deathless for a couple of their members, and a brilliant, brilliant game to be able to watch. Nexus going to fall. They do it in 30 minutes.
We may be in our final split of the year, but both of our teams, it's, you know, at the very least for WE, it's exactly how they like to play, and we've highlighted endlessly. It's Vampire Monkey playing together, and the rest of the team kind of trying to back them up and support them.
Swords in inventory. He's going to be very happy with that.
Kanavi, our Split 2 MVP, the leader for this top esports squad, in a great spot. Jackie Love is not, but Hong is nearby. The root still comes across from Senna, and it's going to be traded. Taeyun falls, and these super scaling AD carries are actually the ones to find the first bloodshed of our game.
Kanavi going to be able to steal away this red buff. That's going to hurt even more than losing out onto a couple of chickens. And it's also producing enough pressure for them right now that they're going to be able to, catch Karis on a bad rotation.
He gets caught. He flashes forward after Jackie Love. Maybe trying to use the phase rush to get some more distance. Jackie Love is actually going to fall, and it's just pandemonium in the pit here with the Dragon taking the center stage until Cream flashes, gets a triple stun, trying to chase down Karis for the second kill. Kanavi over the wall, now jumping onto Taeyun. Monkey has no way to follow. This is a flashless Olaf. And top esports survived disaster, losing their AD carry to once again mop up the fight, and 369 here to wave the victory flag, teleports in for the 5th kill in 8 minutes for the Split 1 champions.
Ghost Olaf, as you would usually expect, means he just cannot help his team out in that situation.
Monkey, though, with all the pandemonium on that bottom side, does get to pick up these grubs off the reset timers. Vampire and Taeyun swing over first, so all right, Monkey gets the grubs. That's decent pushing power here with the Annie especially. So much raw damage. Olaf in the Ragnarok form takes that extra damage. Karis got a lot of damage coming right to his doorstep as well as Hong flashes to get the crash down into the Magnet Storm. Beautiful rel gameplay from your Game 2 player of the game, picking right up where he left off, and he might look for more here. If he face checks into Monkey and Vampire, Dredgeline going to go wide. Monkey thought it was going to hit, so he popped the Ghost only to awkwardly run back to a lane.
Yeah, not ideal. Losing out onto that Summer Snail is going to make these next couple of ganks a little bit worse for him right here. It's also going to make it much harder to try to step up and steal away this objective. The objective going to be secured. Taeyun attempts to land himself a little bit of the stun. Not going to work out. And TES, they get to walk away for free here.
Gold lead already over 1,000 at that 12-minute mark. All 5 members of WE committed towards this Herald. 369 gets the push in bot side. That's the win here for Top Esports, as they'll be threatening a turret. They'll be able to grab first brick, which should grab them.
Oh, he should have gone.
The feats of strength. Yeah, he definitely should have went. Good call there, Bloxer. I was staring at the map, but hey, Herald comes across.
Right here, obviously Herald again not going to be able to take this down. We're seeing this again as just being used. It's a little bit of zoning. TES, this is very dark for them right now.
They're starting to illuminate it, and they've got ways to do it with Tibbers in the fire as well. Good flash from Karis, so there's no stun on the Tibbers, but you can see Monkey, he's running wild in the back line. Ooh. The Galio ultimate's going to come down, get huge knockup, and Monkey's still alive and kicking. Goes in to face 5 members of Top Esports, and lives to tell the tale.
Nice. Respect on Monkey for that one. Was able to keep himself in that fight. Huge. Picking up the Drake for the team as well. Stops the Drake stacking from coming through. That's what killed them in the previous game as well. Just having all of these Drakes going over to TES. But now sat themselves in a nice spot. They're also going to be able to pick up this bot lane tier 1 tower as well. Huge injection of gold. And it gets them back into this game. Yeah, exactly. Feats of strength picked up. It puts them ahead in gold.
You got to find a way, though, if you're Top Esports, to correct the ultimate layering. They went one at a time like they were in line. It needs to be together. The Tibbers, the Magnet Storm, Mom, all coming down in succinct flow. Okay, Weaver's Wall comes down on this mid lane tier 1 turret. Forces multiple members to flash and actually uses the center route onto 3 members. Again, TES are a bit scattered. It's Cream dropping the ult down on his own onto Monkey. Pops Ragnarok running forward, has the Senna shield, but look at the backline. The flank of wonders for Top Esports, but the seismic shell locks up Kanavi. It has to be 369, just burning through all of WE's health bars, flashing after Vampire without a care in the world. Cube, you've got a lot of magic resistance, and luckily with that in the flash, he will get out of dodge. But boy, did 369 nearly have his Kodak moment. And we fought all of that over very little, just that mid-tier 1 turret. It wasn't the Otacon, but the Otacon is getting slapped around by an angry man with axes. Monkey going to start that one up. Word's going to come down to spot the Otacon, not below even 12k HP, but the harder task here for Top Esports is forcing their way towards the pit. They have all their critical ultimates back up here. Equalizer, Tibbers, but it's actually Cream that gets caught to the side. Boom! There goes the Annie. No threat of that Tibbers, no threat of that big AP damage dealer, but Monkey gets knocked down by Mom's fiery breath, and Vampires exit stage light as the Equalizer does hit onto Taeyun. Hong does not create enough of a gap close.
Picked up by WE. They can at least start it. TES, they want to go for this fight, though. They are in a spot to be able to contest.
Trying to set up a flank here. Konami, a real good catalyst to ignite the fire with that Cyclone. This is actually the Equalizer. And it forces W, you can see, completely away from the pit. So Konami's going to jump on this dragon with Jackie Love. Should have enough damage to get through it, but look at Cream. He gets into the pit on the back end. The fight starts a bit too early, though. Konami's down, and Monkey gets both Konami and the dragon. Cream flashes forward, but the stun doesn't land on anybody. Tibbers drops onto the back line as Cube is holding Hong and Cream at bay. Again, it's the assassination attempt falling flat for Cream that screws over Top Esports.
He's going to hit that 225 mark. He's now has the ability to actually get those executes coming on through. He's now going to be in a much stronger position for this next fight. Still, WE, they now have
Kanavi is flashed after by Vampire. He's a flash on his own. The Weaver's Wall is cutting off the main way for Kanavi and company to escape. And Jackie Love is getting run down by the mad lad named Ragnarok Olaf. Monkey gets the first kill. And look at Taeyun. He's just crit shotting Cream down slowly but surely. Hog trying to hold the line as Vampire goes down. It's once again 369 to be the hero. But this time the story ends with his death. Ace to Team WE.
Somebody and take him out. We've just highlighted the fact that Jackie Love had hit stacks. It doesn't matter if you've got an Olaf on your face instantly.
We were worried for WE going into a game 3 before draft.
Picks on kills, but never quite being able to fully complete it. WE, they're also going to grab themselves the Drake. This is going to be sole point right here for them. And I'm really impressed with the way Monkey's been able to play this game. It's the first Olaf that we have seen in the entirety of Split 3 of the LPL. Get your feet back under you, maybe with a pick, right? You've got yourself a very teamfight orientated composition. Of course you do. Anytime you've got yourself a Rumble, a Wukong, and Smolder, you're going to have to, but you do still have the Annie, and as much as Cream has had a bit of a rougher game, he still can just one-tap somebody. TES stepping up into quite a lot of...
Oh boy,
getting
Monkey.
chased right here. Yeah, has to ghost away. I don't know that that's actually going to save him. If he dies, it's just going to be Baron.
Oh, good taunt there from Cube, though. Hong gets locked up. Fits Magnet Storm. They're going all on to Cube. The Galio is burned down. First kill found. Ragnarok popped. Can Monkey get to Jackie Love this time? Is there enough damage? No! Jackie Love is hit late game peak form, and that means the WE have some big bad carry to worry about. Teo gets 1 kill back on the Kanavi, and the seismic shove is really pristine from Karis. 369 locked up, but is there enough damage again? No, there's not until the Ignite and Liandry's burn. Bails out Karis to Teo, but Jackie Love TP's on the flank. Jackie Love knows his team is flattering, so he's going to get it all done by himself. Another kill comes across, and it forces the Zodius out of Karis, but he's got a one-way ticket back to the fountain.
There you go, there you go. That's going to be the team fight the TES needed around the Baron Pit as well, so they're going to be able to turn straight onto this objective. Monkey not up and available for another 10 or so seconds, so this one going to be picked up nice and easily. Like you said, it's all off the back of Jackie Love just deciding, hey, I'll do it myself. But even beyond that, it's just Monkey mispositioning, stepped way too far forwards, burning the Ghost to try to get away, and then trying to run back in without it means that he just can't get on top of Jackie Love properly.
We've talked about all series long, the TES. It looks like they're falling back into their same issues in regular season matches. Going to the distance with an opponent yet to win a series in thousands of games of the LPL.
Absolutely. He just knows how to carry his team through TS. They're going to go for it right here.
Bomb, equalizer. There's the ult layer, but the seismic flick back gets 2 into the knockups. Kanavi's locked up. Taeyun is safe, and the double taunt from Cube gets on to Jackie Love, but his GA will not pop. He gets Monkey killed, and now he's just resetting all over the place. Oh. Jackie Love is clutch. Say it again. Jackie Love saves Top Esports.
There we go, they're going to be able to take down this tier 1 tower in the mid lane and keep on pushing it through. Teleport's coming on in, and it's going to be 40 seconds until some of these main carries are back up and available. This should be game.
Give this guy a cape and mask the way he's a superhero for Top Esports. Time and time again. 8-4-11, bided his time on the super scaling Smolder, and gets the job done. It wasn't pretty, and it was definitely scary, but TES remain 5-0, undefeated at the top of Group Ascent.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.